Hi, I've done a video on doing Disney solo before, but I thought I'd just touch a little bit more on why I think doing Disney solo is actually self-care for some of us. So let's get into it. When you do Disney by yourself, if you're a true Disney person that loves going to Disney, or even not, maybe it's just your first time, who knows? But what I like about it, and I think I've mentioned in other videos, that I like to do things alone. I like to do things at my own pace. And when I do Disney alone, as much as I love going with my family, and especially my daughters, when I do it alone, there's no kids, there's no friends, there's no guilt. I can do what I want to do. There's no group decisions. I can wander through the shops all day long and look at the same Mickey Mouse mugs over and over and over again if I want to, and there's nobody trying to get me anywhere, or we need to be to this fast pass, or we need to go there. When we go with the grandkids, it's rush, because they want to squeeze as much in because we have to fly down there and spend a couple days. It gets expensive, so we try to do it all in a couple days. We are on the go from, open to close. And when I go by myself, I can just take my time, and it doesn't matter if I see everything because I've seen everything so many times. I can just focus on the things I want to do. And it's selfish, but it's self-care. When I do Disney by myself, I never feel lonely. I feel like I'm surrounded by like-minded people. And for the most part, you are. There's gonna be the grouchies. There always is. My husband was a grouchy. But for the most part, the people that are there want to be there. And when you're standing in line for a ride and you're by yourself, you're surrounded by people to talk to because they're all excited about the ride, or what's new, or what's changed, or what used to be. There's just so much to talk about that you're instantly surrounded by great conversation and happy smiles. It's very rare that people are not friendly, and so it's very hard to be lonely when you're there by yourself. There are certain rides that you tend to like more than others. One ride that I hate, I will always hate, but my children drag me onto it every time we go, is the Tower of Terror, and now it's called Guardians of the Galaxy Escape or something like that. But anyway, it's basically an elevator you get in and it drops you over and over and over again. I hate it. I shake, I scream, I cry, I hate it. But they drag me on every time. But when I'm there by myself, I don't have to do that one. But I can do Thunder Mountain over and over again if I want to, or Space Mountain, or because I love the roller coasters. I can do them over and over again, and I can wait in line as many times as I want because I'm not putting anybody else out. I'm just doing what I want to do, and so that's fun for me. I never feel rushed, which I've said over and over again. I don't like to be rushed. Even getting ready for work in the morning, I give myself way more time than I need because I don't want to be rushed. I don't like being I hate schedules. I think that's why I've been self-employed for so long. I don't want to clock in and clock out to anybody else's time frame. I like being where I want to be when I want to be there. And, even with my job as a hairstylist, I do have a kind of a schedule that I make myself, but even, knowing that I have to, when I wake up in the morning, I have to be somewhere by such and such a time for a client, it's like, ugh. And which is stupid because I'm the one that made the schedule, but yeah, I don't like being on a schedule. So going by myself allows me to just kind of meander and not be on anybody's time thing. Even as when we go as a group, this is totally off the subject, but apparently that's me. I don't like making dinner reservations and stuff because it's like, okay, what if I'm on the other side of the park and I'm really having a good time? Now I got to drop everything just to go over and have something to eat when I could just grab something quick to, So yeah, my priorities are a little different than others. Some people really want to, experience the restaurants. And when I went with my daughters this last spring, just the three of us, we did make reservations and we did go to dinner and we did experience that because that's not something we normally do. And we decided we were going to do things we didn't normally do. So that was nice. But yeah, I don't like being on a schedule. So when I'm there by myself, I can just wander, and that's fun. I think being alone in Disney gets me away from the rat race, gets me away from my troubles. Like I said, I'm alone, so I'm not on anybody else's schedule. I can just think. I can wander. I can walk. You would not believe the amount of steps you can get in a day in Disney. That in a million years you would never walk that much at home, but you don't even realize you're doing it there, especially if you're strolling and you're just going through the lands and you're just kind of taking it all in. And next thing you know, you got your 10,000 steps in no time, and you're not even that tired. Now, walking from the hotel to the park, that can get tiring. But walking through the park, I don't get tired, especially if I'm not being rushed. I can just meander. And if I want to sit down and have a soda, or sit down and have a churro, or just people watch for a while, it's great. So if you want to just have a little magic in your life, and especially if you love children, book yourself a trip. Go by yourself. Just go in the park and just don't have a plan. I think that's where people ruin it, is they're on, they're going, it's a lot of money. They want to make sure they get everything done. So they've got this boom, 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 boom. We got to do this right and that right. And we got to see the princess, and we got to have the dinner, and we got to just, I think if you really want to enjoy Disney, you can go with a loose plan. So if there's something you really want to see, you can do it, but don't try to do everything. Just take it in. Take in the magic, take in the music, stop, watch a show, watch a parade. Those are things a lot of times we don't do when we have the kids, because we are in such a tight schedule to get them on all the rides they want to do and all the things they want to see, and that kind of thing. So there's so much there you can do just meandering. Anyway, that's the end of this rant. Have a good one.